Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good, and today I'm going to be entering Anthony and Cody over at Metal Miner's 1000 subscriber contest. Now firstly, I've just got to say massive congratulations to the guys for achieving 1000 subscribers. That is just absolutely awesome. I've been watching their stuff since like 2021. When I very first got into the VC, I think they must have started around about that time as well. And yeah, I was just getting into the VC and they just come on the scene at that point. Didn't have a lot of subscribers, and I've been watching pretty much ever since. I know Anthony recently has been doing more of the video workload because Cody's been busy doing his own stuff. Yeah, Anthony over the last couple of months on his own has been doing a fantastic job, and even before that with Cody as well. Hopefully Cody will be able to do some more videos at some point. But yeah, they've got a great channel. I'm guessing that most people watching this will know of their channel, but if you don't, they're basically a father and son duo. Talk about mostly pretty much metal. On Anthony's side, mostly death metal and underground stuff. I've discovered so many bands through Anthony because he's always showing only the good stuff. And Cody, he's more into the black metal stuff, which is cool because I've just started to get into that as well. And yeah, they do some really great content over there. So yeah, let's get into this contest. So Anthony wanted to make it as easy as possible, as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3, and that's basically the idea for the contest. So there's something under A, B and C, and then 1, 2 and 3, and I'll just go through every one with my answer basically. So the first thing that he wants us to do is show a favourite album or albums for 8, and for me, we did a live stream not that long ago and we showed our top 3 albums of all time, and for that video I had Rust in Peace by Megadeth as my number 1, but I'm not going to do that because I've already done it, so I've picked something else this time, and I've picked what I've got on the t-shirt. Ride the Lightning by Metallica, my favourite Metallica album, and it does sort of go between this and Megadeth Rust in Peace as my favourite album of all time. Just an awesome album. Some great tracks on it like Fight Fire with Fire and the title track, and Trapped Under Ice and Call of Cthulhu, Creeping Death. It's an amazing album, and yeah, at the minute it's probably my favourite of all time. Next is show a favourite band or favourite bands. Again, this is a pretty obvious one for people that know me. My favourite band was Metallica at one point, but now it's been taken over by this band Trivium. I think quite a lot of people would have known that I was going to show Trivium. This is Shogun, arguably my favourite album by them as well. Just an amazing album. Thrashy, sort of modern sounding metal. Yeah, awesome band. Cannot wait to see them next year for the first time when they're playing with Bullet for My Valentine. That's going to be so cool. And I wanted to give a couple of honourable mentions. I'd say these 2 honourable mentions are probably would make my top 5 favourite bands now, and that is Carcass, and this is my favourite album by them, Necroticism, awesome band. And also honourable mention to Testament, and this is The New Order, arguably my favourite album by Testament. Just an awesome, really consistent band that have never put out a bad album as far as I'm concerned, and hopefully they'll do a new one at some point this year. For C, we have to show our favourite cover art or artist for album artwork. And for me, there's quite a lot of cool album artworks out there, but for me this is my number one and probably always will be, and it's Cause of Death by Obituary. Just absolutely stunning artwork. I absolutely love it. There's a couple of things that come close, but for me this is just number one. Look at that, it's just amazing. And the artist that done it is Michael Whelan. There you go, awesome. The one thing that we have to do is have one suggestion for content on the channel. Like what would we want to see? To be honest, it would be nice to see more Cody videos. I know he's been busy with, what he's been doing, but it would be cool if Cody could do a couple of videos at some point. That'd be cool. But that isn't my actual one. The one suggestion that I thought of was because Anthony tends to do updates where he shows about 8 or 9 bands sometimes. I thought it'd be a really good idea if maybe they could do some videos where they review like maybe 2 or 3 albums and just go a bit more in depth on the bands and stuff. I think that'd be a really good idea, and I think that'd be really cool to see. Yeah, so that would be my suggestion, just to maybe do a couple of videos where you showcase 2 or 3 bands instead of doing like 8 or 9. But yeah, okay. So for number 2, we've got to show 2 bands that we would like to see release a new album this year. And I know I've already showed them, but it would be Trivium, because the last album that they did was this one, In the Court of the Dragon, and that came out in 2021, and it was an absolute awesome album. I love it. It's one of my favourite Trivium albums. And yeah, it's been 3 years since they've released an album, and this band have been so consistent over the last 20 years that they haven't actually gone any more than 3 years without putting an album out. So just on that, they're about due a new one. So hopefully maybe this year, although because they've got this tour next year celebrating the 20th anniversary of their debut album, I'm not sure whether they'll be able to fit in a new album before that. I don't know, but hopefully we'll see a new Trivium album this year. And the next one, I could have gone with Testament, but I know that they're going to have an album out at some point, and instead I went with another Bay Area classic band, Death Angel. And this is the last album that Death Angel put out, and it was in 2019, Humanicide. And this ironically was the first Death Angel album that I actually brought, because I was going to go see them with Exodus and Testament, and I just wanted to pick up the latest album that they had out at the time, and now I absolutely love the band. So yeah, it's been, 5 years? It'll be 5 years this year since their last album, which is a long time. So hopefully they'll do something this year. And yeah, of course the last thing that they did was this, which is the Bastard Tracks, and this came out in 2021, and this is a live album, and they played a load of tracks that they hardly ever play live, or they've never played live, and this is really the last thing they've done. So yeah, hopefully a new album from Death Angel this year. And the last thing that he wants us to do is to show 3 of our favourite albums from last year in 2023. And this was probably the hardest bit for me, because I didn't really pick up that many albums from 2023, and I still haven't. And fortunately I've got 3, so I'll just have to show them. But yeah, over the last couple of years I haven't really been as interested in picking up new albums, unfortunately. But I've got 3 to show, so I'm going to show them. And the first one, got to give a shout out to my mate Mickey Maffei and his album that come out in, I want to say about August or September last year, Hello My Brother by Symptoms of Lunacy. And this is really, really cool, sort of hard rock, heavy metal-ish, got a very 80s and 90s kind of sound to it, and it was all self-made, and he put a really nice note to me there, which I really appreciate. He's a great guitar player, great vocalist as well, so that's my first one. Next one, Cannibal Corpse, Chaos Horrific. I've probably not listened to this as much as the one that come out before it, Violence Unimagined. I still prefer that one, I think, but you can't deny that this is just a brutally heavy album, awesome guitar tone. My favourite song is probably still Blood Blind. I just think that song is so cool. Yeah, really good album. Got to pick up some more Cannibal Corpse. And lastly, Obituary again. But this is a fantastic album. Awesome artwork as well. Could have shown this for the artwork as well, because that is just fantastic. But yeah, really good album by Obituary. I'd say this is probably their best album since Cause of Death, or even The End Complete. It's just a really, really solid album. Some great tracks, like Barely Alive, Without a Conscience, War, Weaponize the Hate, it's pretty good. The title track as well, Dying of Everything, is awesome. So yeah, that's it. That's my entry to Anthony and Cody's contest. The draw will be made on the 16th of April, so there's still plenty of time to get a video out there. And if you do your debut video for this contest, you actually get 3 entries to the draw. And the draw is incredibly generous, $100. That is just way too much, to be honest, but you know, that's what they want to do. So fair play to them, and yeah, definitely check out their channel if you haven't already. Jump on the contest if you haven't already. I haven't actually seen that many videos for it yet, so hopefully by the time this video comes out, there might be a couple more entries. And yeah, if you got this far, thanks ever so much for watching, and until the next time, keep it metal.